Breaking today, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have just been banned from this year's major royal wedding. And it is a particular humiliation for the so-called Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
The royal family just showed how unimportant Harry and Meghan have become to them. Even during the wedding of Queen Elizabeth's favorite grandson, Peter Phillips, Harry and Meghan were nowhere to be seen. They weren't invited, and this has become one of the biggest humiliations of the year for the couple. So sit back as we explore what really happened and why they were left out of the wedding.
Nor was Harry and Meghan. Now, a lot of people sort of expected this as, Harry and Meghan were not invited to the wedding.
Peter Phillips and his sweetheart Harriet Sperling planned their wedding, and when the big day arrived, everyone in the royal family was excited. The Queen's favorite grandson was getting married, and it was a grand occasion that many family members wanted to attend. King Charles and Queen Camilla were there. Prince William and Princess Catherine were also present. Of course, this was a major royal wedding, and everyone expected the important family members to be on the guest list.
Now, all the royals, the King, the Queen, of course, William, Kate, etc. Also, significantly, Princess Bee and Princess Eugenie, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor's kids, controversially, they were there as well.
But there was one person many expected to see who was noticeably absent, and that was Prince Harry. Along with him, Meghan Markle was also missing, not because they didn't want to be there. In fact, they would probably have loved to attend. But to their shock, Peter Phillips simply didn't invite them.
Let's talk about Prince Harry. Of course, now he's been left off the guest list of this upcoming wedding for his cousin, Peter Phillips, who will be marrying Harriet Sperling. Now, it's interesting that Harry's been left off because it appears, or it's been written that as though the cousin's loyalty is lying with Prince William.
Even if Peter didn't want Meghan there, Harry would likely have jumped at the opportunity to be back in the royal spotlight. Unfortunately for him, no invitation arrived. When people looked deeper into the situation, they found that since Harry and Meghan stepped away from royal duties, Peter and Harry have barely been in contact. Peter appears focused on maintaining relationships with family members who continue to serve the crown, not with a prince who walked away from royal responsibilities.
To the wedding with Phillips, but they are also apparently no longer in contact, according to the report. Ex-Prince Andrew also has been barred from attending public events, but it's got to feel, it's got to sting for Meghan and Harry to be pushed out like Prince Andrew, ex-Prince Andrew. We just call him Andrew now.
This became clear evidence to many people of just how distant Harry and Meghan have become from the royal family. And it didn't stop there. Meghan reportedly felt embarrassed by the exclusion. Being left out of a family wedding sends a much stronger message than being absent from an official royal event. Weddings are supposed to bring families together, allowing relatives to reconnect, share memories, and celebrate special moments. Harry and Meghan's absence suggests that the royal family has largely moved on without them, and that they are no longer part of the inner royal circle.
Apparently, Meghan was very frustrated and embarrassed that she wasn't on the guest list. Now, obviously, they have missed a lot of royal events, as they said, but this felt different. This wasn't a state funeral. It wasn't a coronation. It was one of those grand royal occasions where invites are dictated by as much duty as personal relationships. This was a family wedding. That's why it mattered the most.
What's interesting is that this wasn't Peter's first wedding. Back in 2008, when Peter married Autumn Kelly, Harry was there because he was still a working royal. Then in 2018, when Harry married Meghan, Peter attended the wedding. But after Megxit, their relationship has faded and they are no longer close.
The Queen watched on as a royal wedding brought two of her realms closer together today. Princess Anne's son, Peter Phillips, tied the knot with Canadian Autumn Kelly. The couple maintained a long-held tradition with a ceremony in St. George's Chapel. More than 300 guests arrived in Windsor to see Her Majesty's first grandchild marry.
Although this wasn't a state event like a funeral or a coronation, it was still highly significant. Private family events are different because invitations are based on personal relationships, not royal duties. If you don't have a close relationship with the person getting married, there is little reason for you to be invited.
Family weddings are different. You invite the people you want beside you when you celebrate one of the biggest days of your life. You invite the people you feel close to. Perhaps more awkwardly, you do not invite the people who bear no meaningful purpose in your life. That's why this feels like less like a scheduling issue and more like a statement. A very public statement. It's one that Meghan can hardly have enjoyed reading.
That is why Harry and Meghan being left off the guest list sends such a powerful message. It suggests that many of the relationships they once had within the royal family have completely broken down. It also shows that any dream of returning to royal life or becoming working royals again may be far more difficult than they imagined. The thread that once connected Harry and Meghan to the royal family appears weaker than ever. In previous royal events, Harry was still invited. He attended Prince Philip's funeral. He attended Queen Elizabeth II's funeral. Meghan was there too, doing everything she could to show she was part of the mourning family. Those events showed that despite all the drama, some connection still existed between Harry and the royal family, but this wedding exclusion feels different. It suggests that the connection has weakened even further, and that there is currently no clear path to repairing it.
Harry attended Prince Philip's funeral. Harry and Meghan attended Queen Elizabeth's funeral. The relationship may have been hanging by a thread, but there was still a thread. Now that thread appears to have snapped.
For Harry, this may be particularly painful. He sees his royal cousins reuniting, sharing stories, catching up, and spending time together while he sits thousands of miles away in Montecito. Family gatherings, holiday celebrations, and special occasions are happening without him.
Yeah, I mean, my sources are telling me that his feelings were hurt by the idea of all of the cousins together, laughing, joking, remembering Queen Elizabeth, remembering Prince Philip, and he felt excluded from that. He mentioned something similar at the end of the Netflix series too, that sometimes he does miss getting together with the family and like the laughter in the hallways during the holidays and things like that. The cousins chasing each other up and down the stairs. So,
being surrounded by family might have given him the sense of belonging he once had, but instead he was left out. He now sees what he gave up when he left royal life behind for Netflix deals, interviews, and the Hollywood lifestyle. Looking back, Harry may be realizing that some decisions have permanently damaged relationships that cannot be easily repaired. Despite still being in the line of succession, he no longer receives the same consideration he once enjoyed.
How can the royals endorse anything that Harry and Meghan are doing without endorsing the lies and accusations that Harry and Meghan have made?
The ongoing rift between William and Harry may also have played a role. Their relationship remains strained, and some people believe that having both brothers at the wedding could have created unnecessary tension. If Harry and Meghan had attended, there is every possibility that attention would have shifted away from the bride and groom and focused entirely on royal family drama. Peter likely wanted a peaceful wedding free from controversy. Inviting William and Catherine while leaving Harry and Meghan off the guest list may have been his way of avoiding any distractions on his special day.
On the off chance that Harry and Meghan had turned up or were invited and said that they would attend, William and Catherine would not attend. I mean, that is how bad this division, this split between the two brothers is. I mean, William, now I think we're beginning to realise, we're beginning to be aware of just how bitter this split is.
Even though they weren't invited to the wedding, Harry and Meghan still appear interested in maintaining ties to Britain. Their future plans regarding the UK remain unclear, but Harry continues to make occasional visits. One issue that still stings is Frogmore Cottage. Harry once viewed the property as his permanent link to Britain and the royal family. After stepping down from royal duties, he likely hoped Frogmore would remain his home whenever he returned to the UK.
So Harry and Meghan had kept up the rent on Frogmore Cottage, which they spent £2.4 million renovating in Windsor Great Park near Windsor Castle during the good old days when they were still part of the royal fold, and they carried on paying their rent, and their idea was that this place, Frogmore Cottage, would continue to be their British bolt hole whenever they came back, either individually or together or with the family.
However, after the publication of Spare, King Charles reportedly ended that arrangement. Losing Frogmore Cottage was a major blow because it represented far more than just a house. For Harry, it symbolized his last permanent connection to royal life in Britain.
Took one look at Spare, Harry's nasty little biography, and said no, no, no. And he essentially evicted Harry and said, you're not having this cottage anymore. And apparently Harry and Meghan still seethe over this to this day.
So what are your thoughts about this humiliation Harry and Meghan are currently facing in Britain after not being invited to one of the biggest royal weddings of the year? Let us know in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video.